What's good, everyone? Aggie Coach here. All right, guys, so welcome to another short video. I'm going to try to make this as short as I can. The Clemson Tigers are finally finished. So they are ready for the big game. Now, all I got to do is get my board done, and I am ready to go, and that won't take very long. So definitely next week, you guys will start. You'll see the first half of the game. Hopefully, I hope to have it finished. I hope to try and have it finished within the week. So we're definitely going to go ahead and get into it next week. So this game, I want to just kind of showcase the Clemson Tigers, just to kind of show you guys. One thing I want to point out, I really love the way that the team turned out. And for the first time in emphatic history, I now have a team that's going to be running the pistol offense. So this is going to be really interesting because I'm looking forward to. I have been practicing with the team so that I can get their offensive flow down, and it also meant making sure that I tweaked the players specifically to run this type of offense. Then I needed to decide on the defense, and I wanted to do something that I hadn't done before because I've been with most of the teams. I found myself kind of in this cycle where I've been running either the 34 or the 43. So with this team, I wanted to do something a little different. And so what I decided to do with these guys to make them unique is center their defense around zone type passing schemes. So really, like, as a defense that is really good at defending the pass, and they're going to be running a lot of mixed zones. So they're going to be running zone man-to-man, and it's going to be mixed up, like zone on one side of the field, maybe on the wide side zone, and then showing man-to-man on the short side of the field, or vice versa. And then having the linebackers, instead of having the linebackers filling the gaps a lot of times the linebackers will stay at home and make their first read before deciding to read left or read right or crunch, down into the tackle zone. So it's going to be, this defense is going to be really interested. So they're going to kind of run a hybrid 44 defense. It's going to be a hybrid 44, but it's going to be, the linebackers are going to be mixed with the defensive backs. So sometimes the linebackers, like the strong safety, will come down and play as a linebacker on the wide side of the field, and then just play zone. And then that's going to allow me to do some mixed things, like do some cornerback blitzes off the corners, or have the linebackers drop into coverage and that kind of thing. So it's going to make this team definitely dynamic, and that's the idea. So all right, so without further ado, let's go ahead and look at some of the players, because I really wanted to kind of showcase this team. I'm really proud of how these guys turned out. They look really nice. So I've already showed you guys the offense. So let's switch over to the defense so you guys can see some of the defensive players. So let me start with the star defensive player. His name is Charlie White. So as a matter of fact, while we're on this, let's go ahead and look at the Clemson Tigers top players. So let me pull the graphic down really quickly here. Let's look at the top players. So these are the scouting reports, right? Because Clemson has not played a game in the Fat 8 Conference yet, we don't really know how these guys are going to do when they start playing against, especially the nationally ranked teams, which you guys will get to see. They have on their schedule a few of those. So it's going to be good to see how they actually play when the games start. But these are the projected top players that we see right now, just from practice, from the scouting reports. So here we go. So we got at quarterback, number 8, we got Tucker Davis, the freshman quarterback. He's going to be throwing the rock. He's a pocket passer, good pocket presence from what we've seen so far. So that's going to be very interesting to see in the pistol offense, right? Him controlling staying in the pocket, slinging the rock around the field. So that's going to be interesting. And then Garland Clark, the freshman wide receiver, that is number 2. He is so fast. So a lot of teams are going to struggle trying to stop this guy because he's really fast. And when he catches a pass, it doesn't matter where he catches the pass. it's going to be difficult to run him down. So that's going to be really, really good. And then defensively, oh my God, they got a hard hitter in number 10. That's Charlie White. That free safety can come up and lay it down. I just practicing with the safety, I'm watching him come up and make big hits at the line. And a safety really should be staying in the secondary, but this guy really can get around. So Clemson definitely with some skill on this team. They have a lot of skill. So let's get over now. Let's get over now to their contract. So at the beginning of the year, at the beginning of each season, when a team comes into the conference, I have to determine who their rival is going to be. Unfortunately, this is not the SEC. This is the Fat Eight. So each team's rival within their division is randomly determined. So it turned out that for Clemson, their rival is going to be Florida A&M within the Fat Eight Conference. So as we look at their contract, as you can see here on the contract, the Clemson Tigers, they have to beat their rival. That is Florida A&M. That's an expectation in all 3 seasons. In their first 3 seasons, they're expected to beat their rival. They're expected, wow, high expectations, expected to win 4 conference games this season. Next season, and expected to win 5 conference games by their 3rd season and win a national championship and or a division championship. So high expectations for the Tigers here with this contract. We're going to go over to their schedule in just a second, but I want to show you guys some of these figures while we're waiting. So let's look at some of these guys, man. These guys look really nice. Okay, let's see if I can show you up close. They turned out, look at this. They turned out really nice. So this is a safety. Turned out very, very nice. I really love these figures, man. I'm in love with these undefeated figures. They look awesome. And I don't like to favor any one particular type of figure line over another because I like having a mixture of figures on all of my teams because I like for, you know, each player on the team to be an individual. But just looking at how great these guys turned out, I'm just really, really excited. I don't know if I showed you guys Charlie White, but this is Charlie White right here. Their hard-hitting safety. These guys turned out really, really nice. These are one of the defensive tackles. All right. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into the schedule really quickly, man, because I didn't intend to hold you guys here this long. So, all right. So, on to the Clemson Tigers schedule, right? So, as you can see, they open up at home against Navy. Then they have Boise next on the schedule, and Boise is nationally ranked number 8, so that's going to be a big game. Boise is a balanced team, so they're good at both running and passing. So, and they got some hard hitters on that team too. Okay, so then they also go to Penn State. So they're going to be playing Penn State. That is an out-of-conference game. So they'll be going to Penn State. Then they will come back home to play against their rival, Florida A&M, number 6 nationally ranked. So that's going to be another barn burner. Those 2 games, that the Boise State game and the Florida A&M game, those 2 games are going to be tough. All right, then they go to Georgia. Georgia, a team that came in the Fat Eight Conference last season, and Georgia's a pretty good team. So it's going to be interesting to see how that turns out. And then they end the conference. Then they end their schedule against the East Carolina Pirates, which is also another out-of-conference game. So their 2 out-of-conference games is Penn State and ECU. So, and as you guys can see in their contract, they're expected to win 4 conference games. So that means they're expected to beat Navy, Boise, Florida A&M, and Georgia. That's a tall ticket. So we're going to see how that goes. It's going to definitely be tough. I'm excited. I'm going to stop it here because I'm at 10 minutes. Guys, next video coming to you is the game. The game is coming, guys. Thank you guys for being patient. I finally got this team done. We're going to get back at it. Peace.